Hey everybody, it's Chris over Dixieland Farm, and today I'm going to be talking about a certification that I just went through for VATSIM using VATSTAR, which is a authorized training organization. I've been a member of VATSTAR for a couple of years now, and this is for the P3. The P3 is Commercial Multi-Engine Test, and not many people actually go for this rating. I think I'm within the 1% of people online that actually have gone through this rating. And I love flying my twin-engine aircrafts. I've already shown off the throttle quadrant that I've got. And the test is not the easiest test in the world with flying. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you real quick the harder part of the test. And so let's pull up the screen real quick. So what you can see here is the path that you've got to take. You leave Astoria, which is the airport that's kind of around that compass rose. You fly out and you join a certain vector out. And at that vector, once you reach 19 miles out from the VOR, which is the radio beacon at Astoria, you then can use autopilot and fly a DME arc, which means that you are trying to maintain a certain distance from that radio beacon. And then when you've reached the ILS entry point, which is the instrument landing system that is at Astoria, what that'll do is that radio beacon will kind of tell you where you are lined up on the runway vertically, right? So you're lined up, but it also will guide you down. And by using this radio navigation in bad weather, it'll bring you to the airport and at a safe altitude, and 264 feet is the minimum. So you come down where you can't see anything. As long as you're 264 feet, you can see the lights of the runway, you're good, you can land. So that is why there is an ILS. And I forgot to mention, you have to do this all single engine. So there is an engine failure at some point. You have to compensate. You're hand flying that vector, that direction, straight out, trying to maintain everything with that engine out. Then the DME arc, you're allowed to use autopilot. Once you've joined the ILS, no autopilot, you hand fly that down. So that I'm showing you exactly what it looks like on one of my practice flights. We can look real quick at an engine go out here. Let's see. And there goes the engine. So I compensate for it right away. Try to maintain my control. I verify what engine is out inside the cockpit. And at that point, I'm trying to stay relatively stable. I killed the bad engine. I compensate. And we didn't lose too much there. And this is where I started hand flying it. Let's load up the actual flight that I did for the test. I did not record it because I wanted to concentrate on my test, and also I didn't want to have any issues where recording it would cause an issue. But there is a recording of the actual flight itself in the simulator, so at least I've got that to share with you. So you can see the flight path is much different during the test because we do a couple of different things. We also do a engine out before takeoff or right around takeoff, and make sure that we can figure out how to land the plane quickly when an engine goes out. We also did an IFR route, so we flew a departure procedure where we went straight out, and that's with that 112 on the compass rose, and then we turned around to join the Astoria VOR, and then he gave me a vector to go out and fly it, which is that 0 degrees, that 360. And then we came back around, and then he had me just do a normal joining the pattern and doing a landing. So let's fast forward to the first landing. So we're all lined up here. But then, we start taking off. The reason was there was an obstacle, so we got to test a go-around. So here's another attempt at me doing the landing. So here we are doing the ILS approach and trying to maintain. And right around 400 we should pop out of the clouds. Do we pop out of the clouds at 400? Do we see the runway? We certainly do. Not perfect, but certainly able to establish. Not the easiest thing to do on single engine. Perfect. So there we go with some of my flight for the P3. It was a lot of fun. There was a written exam, certainly study material that I had to go through and read. The written exam, which I had passed, and then there was also examination by the instructor of a couple of different things to go over and explain concepts, and I did that and had to do a flight brief, had to do a full run-up of the engines and airplane, fly selected routes, the departure and arrival procedures. We went over them, went over the plane in general, just talking about it, and things that you have to do in the twin engine. This is my favorite airplane, so I enjoy flying it quite a bit, and I've been training with this plane in particular for a while now, just so I could prepare for this test. I've actually wanted to fly a different couple planes, but been just, no, focus on this test. So I'm glad that I was able to pass successfully the first time. And yeah, so that's the P3 from VATSTAR for the VATSIM network. Hope you enjoyed watching. Take care.